Hello, little angels. Have you been good? Wonder and William, I love you. I know I haven't sent anything in a long time. So this weekend I'm going to read several books. But this is not a book. I want to tell you a story about your mama and what she was like when she was your age. Okay? I had to make some notes so that I wouldn't forget. So, first of all, when your mama was born, she was gigantic. She was almost 9 pounds. You can have your mama tell you how old you were when you got to be 9 pounds. She was huge. She was like she was 3 months old. So she was born, we were living in an apartment, but we very soon, right after that, and I'll show you some pictures, we moved to this terrible, horrible, no good, very bad house. Even though we loved it there. And your grandpa Brian did lots of work on it. And so we all did okay. I'm going to show you a picture of your mama with me when she was born. Can you see that? I know there's reflection from the window, but that's me with your mama when she was a baby. So, your mama started sleeping by herself all night long when she was 2 weeks old. 2 weeks, not 6 months, not 9 months, 2 weeks. And it was kind of wonderful for me. She did suck her thumb, and she had a binky. And I think I sent her binky to her recently. A binky, because you guys probably haven't ever picked one out. But a binky is a blanket that you want with you all the time. Like you snuggle with it when you sleep. And she carried hers everywhere, everywhere. Her binky was with her for years. And it was pink in the beginning. It kind of didn't stay pink. And so she was always okay. So before she could walk and she was still crawling, I came into the bedroom one day and she was sitting on the floor and she had pulled all her diapers off the shelves. Now, in those days, there were no plastic diapers. They were all made out of cloth. And she was sitting there folding them and putting them into nice, neat little piles. And she still loves to fold things and put them in nice, neat piles so that they're organized and you know where everything is. But I was so surprised because she wasn't even walking. Then she started walking, and that started a whole bucket of stuff happening. Let's see. Oh, first I have to tell you, right after she started walking, she learned to use the potty in one day because I showed her a pair of very pretty, very frilly panties. And I told her she couldn't get them dirty. And that was it. She never peed in them. She never pooped in them. That was the end. One day. She always wanted to dress herself. She did not want me to dress her. She did not want her dad to dress her. She would dress herself. And now let me tell you how she would dress herself. First, she would put on her clothes, regular clothes, like a dress or some tights and a dress On top of that, she would put her snowsuit. You probably don't know what a snowsuit is, but it's very, very thick, and it's what you wear outside in the winter in places where it snows. On top of that, she would put her pajamas. On top of the pajamas, which were on top of the snowsuit, which were on top of her clothes, she would put her panties. And then she would want to go wherever we were going. That's how she wanted to dress. We let her. Didn't last too long. And she loved to work with me in the garden. She had this one problem. She did not like to be outside in the grass or the dirt with shoes on. She wanted to always take her shoes off. But the problem was, if her feet touched dirt and she didn't have any shoes on, she would immediately squat down and poop. Right wherever she was. If her feet touched dirt, she would squat down and poop. I never figured that out. I don't know to this day why she did that, what it was about the dirt, but something made her do that. We had at that house that I showed you. Oh, and I can show you this. This is how old she was when she was folding her diapers. So that's your mommy when she was folding her own diapers. She was pretty, and dressing herself. That was her, right then and there. Here's another picture of her with Polio Bear, and she still has Polio Bear. She was a little chunky, fatty girl. She had lots of cheeks and lots of meat on her bones. And what her favorite thing to do, because see, in those days, we didn't have money for toys. There just weren't any toys because we didn't have money for toys. But what she liked to do was to sit in this big green rocking chair, suck her thumb and hold her pinky and rock herself. And she would do it for hours. Oh, sometimes even she would get up at night and she would get in the rocking chair and rock herself to sleep. She was never one to cry at night when she went to sleep. She would just do what she needed to do and go back to sleep. I don't know. It was very, very odd. So she loved that green rocking chair. When you grow up, if you ever want to get her, when she becomes an old lady like me, and you want to get her something wonderful, get her a big green overstuffed rocking chair. So this is when she turned 3, which is just about your age, Winter. That's when she started getting into things like climbing on everything. She refused to wear her clothes. And so we would find her climbing on the kitchen table naked. She would climb into the sink to wash the dish. She wanted to wash the dishes, but she had to be naked. Hold on, I've got a picture to show you. That's her. Trying to figure out something, trying to wash something or clean something. So that lasted for a while. It ended when one day she decided to put stickers, not the kind of stickers that we use now as kids, but the kind of stickers that go on mailing envelopes. And they won't come off. They're very tough to take off. She covered herself all over with stickers, which means I probably was watching Erin or doing something or doing the dishes, because it must have taken her. She had an entire roll of stickers stuck on her face and her hair, down her legs, on her tummy, on her butt. So I tried to take them off and they wouldn't come off. I soaked her in the bathtub and they wouldn't come off. It took me hours to finally get them all off of her. And because they were kind of not good for you, she had bumps all over the place. She had little bumps everywhere where the stickers had been. But it was after that that she decided she would wear clothes, and she stopped climbing around on things naked. So I don't know if those two things went together, but she also whined a lot when she was 3. She would say, I don't want to. And I would say, stop whining. And she would say, I don't want to. And so I realized she didn't know what whining meant. So I demonstrated. I said, whining is, I don't want to. And not whining is saying, I don't want to. And from that day on, she understood. She didn't whine anymore. She stopped altogether whining, because she then understood what it was. Doesn't get you anything. It just makes everybody irritable. So it taught her to stand up and say, I don't want to do that. And then we would have a conversation about it. Instead of, I don't want to, which that's kind of weak, and we didn't do that very well. And that's pretty much all of it. I'll show you one more picture. This was after Duncan was born. She was a good sister to him because she played with him a lot. But I think this is a very beautiful picture of your mommy when she was a little girl. She had beautiful hair. She hated it when I brushed it. When I brushed it, she would yell. And so eventually we got it cut short because that was it. So that's the little bit of story about your mama until she was 3 or 4. And sometime, if you want me to, I will tell you stories about your Uncle Yay and your Uncle Dunka. Dunky Wunky, Dunky, whatever you guys are going to call him. They had some interesting stories too. And I'm telling you this because when she talks to me about you, William and Winter, I say to her, I remember when you did that. And probably somebody, if they were still alive, would remember when I did that. So anyway, that's my story about your mama. I hope you enjoyed it. I love you. Bye-bye.